guys, don't forget, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm honestly surprised if you're here and you're not subscribed, because how else would you hear of this little channel? A little channel that could. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to anybody who's sitting down and watching this here today, the time is now. It's finally time to kick off the 2024 HHN season live here in La Casa de la Hundo.
Hi, everybody.
I'm so excited. Dude. Guys, what's up? I got the music a little loud for this segment. It's a little bit of a slow build, but just because I want everybody to hear the music, to feel the vibes of today. We got energy for the first 20 minutes at least. And then we'll be crashing hard into the spec season conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should have flames.
You say that
Lasers.
every time.
Fireball right through the wall. This is crazy. How are you guys doing? Holy smokes.
It's been a minute.
Let the music ride for a second. All right? Let the music ride. Feel it. All right. Let's tune it down. We'll tune it down. Let me there we go. Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Happy 2024 and happy HHN 2024 speculation season.
You guys excited?
I'm just so happy to be back in this chair. First time I've been in this chair.
I was going to say, it's a new chair.
Brand new chair. But to be back here in the driver's seat alongside my one and only co-host, ready to talk with the greatest community that exists out there. And that's the HHN community, the BFO family. How are you guys doing tonight? How's everybody? I mean, today we have a schedule. We have some things to talk about. You know, we have some things to get in. But mainly this, I want to say hi. I want to see how's everybody doing. We kind of been locked up in our coffin for a few months here in the shadows and stuff. And we finally emerged, as you guys can see. We got the posters up on the wall. Stephanie, this is all Stephanie's artwork, guys. This is everything Steph. This is her.
I mean, not all of it. Some of it's Cryptoguts.
Oh yeah, I got Cryptoguts. Yeah,
but
got some Hornite stuff. But I'm talking about the baddies right here. 32 and 31 on the other side. Those are pretty cool, right? Let's
Thank
see.
you.
So who's here today? Who's all in? I'm gonna shout people's names out.
You got a few.
I'm just gonna scroll up, and first one I see is Justin Sage, Michelle, Javier, Christy, Joseph, Southridge Films.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of him. King Jose Vlog, Shanna, Let's Talk, Michelle, Crystal, and Andrew from Theme Shots. How you guys doing? I mean, look at all of you guys. Erica Williams, great to see y'all. HK Grimstein, I miss you guys.
Yeah, we missed you all.
I miss all of you. Look at all these names. Look at all these names.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did y'all see that? Little Dracula in the center. We're working on some things. We're getting that.
Yeah.
Loving the sounds. Sounds very soundy.
Sounds very soundy.
We can at least hear Stephanie this time, right?
Hilarious.
I mean, sharp, clear, precise.
Yes. I don't have to yell. Not that I ever did, but
She never did, right? Okay.
we're a little bit of like out of practice. It's been a minute. We're a little rusty.
It's been a hot minute, guys. Like, it really has. We've been so busy with our stuff in life and taking care of that, and to finally get behind the camera and actually like film a live stream. What was the last live stream that we did?
November 11th.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you already know that?
Yeah, I saw it when we were pulling all this up.
Oh, wow. So November 11th. So we're talking over 2 months since our last live stream. So it has been a while since we had a live stream. And even conversations about Halloween Horror Nights. We've been, ooh. Says myself clean. It's giving these notifications saying that you guys became a member. You've already been a member. I have to read these out. I don't even know if I can put them up on the screen. But Michelle, a member for 17 months of the Fright Club legend, my ad. I'm so happy we're back. Miss you guys, and I'm ready to get back to the HHN hyping with y'all. I agree, 100%. And that's kind of like where we're headed to with this conversation, is that it's been a hot minute since we've been here. It's been a hot minute since Steph and I, we talk Halloween Horror Nights every day. And, oh no, I'm getting more. They're coming back. Shayna.
Yeah, Shanna.
With the 8 months for the beginners, saying, so glad to be back in HHN spec season. Yes. It's been a hot minute for us. So the conversations of Halloween Horror Nights, although like Steph and I talk about it a lot, we've really been focusing mainly on the studio and the schedule and getting things set up. I can hear it. I'll get to it in a second. But it's like, it's been a hot minute for us in having the discussion about the speculation season and what's to come this year and the logistics of things. It's been a minute. So we've kind of been out of the loop on it. We've kind of been in the dark. I put a lot of money down. I'm talking like $3 down, that you guys probably know more about this year's season currently than we even know. It's kind of how far out of the loop. And
We've been keeping up with it, but not to the extent that we do when we're like making videos consistently and doing live streams and stuff.
Yeah. And
our Discord definitely keeps us. Oh, what happened?
Uh-oh. The camera, yeah. If you guys see the camera do that, just let us know. We got a new cord. We're trying new stuff out. We'll just see. It's a connection, maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, I was saying our Discord definitely keeps us updated on like things, because everybody in there gets different sources and stuff. So that definitely helps. But
yeah, so we've been out of the loop in those conversations and stuff. We've been really mainly focusing on getting this kind of set up and kind of getting towards the path that we want to be on as far as a channel with HHN content. We're still getting all that stuff finalized, set up. We have a lot of things behind the scenes that we're working on. And so we've been focusing mainly on that because we wanted to make sure that we had all those kinks that we've came across last year with getting the new house. We wanted to make sure we had all that finalized so that instead of starting the season and like having to like figure things out as we went and come across obstacles, we said, let's get that out of the way in the postseason from last year's HHN, so that when we kick off this year, we're kind of ready to go. We can just kind of get on the train and get going for this event. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But
I just put the Discord link in the chat for anybody who wants to join.
Oh, nice. Also, for you guys, are you seeing it pop up, by the way, when it says like Nikon webcam utility? Are you guys seeing that on the screen? Actually, let me know if you ever see it pop up on yours, because it pops up on mine.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, we're shooting a Nikon. There you go. You guys know. Southbridge knows.
We did have a question on how to become a member. And if you go to our YouTube page, so if you click on like our page, there should be a button on there that says join, and then you can choose like your membership tier and all of that.
Yeah, there's 3 different tiers on to choose. Joining the membership list, what it does is it helps support the channel, of course. It allows us to be able to do this, to create this, to get the equipment, to get the upgrades, to be able to travel and set up those things. And that's why I want to shout out to all our members currently. You guys rock, especially in this postseason. And even through the last year's Horror Nights, we were kind of MIA with content. We were just kind of trying to enjoy it, and we got the new house and trying to deal with that. So getting through this off season, I was always worried because I was like, our members, like, we have nothing for them. I think the last thing I gave y'all was the Everlong video of Chucky. I think that was the last thing I did. I can't remember exactly. Something like that. But we kind of just been deciding, say, hey, we're going to kind of go on a hiatus, kind of go back in the shadows, work on some things, finally get those things fixed out. And I think we have. So shout out to all of you guys for sticking around and being here with us to start the new year and get this whole HHN season going.
We have a lot of plans and goals for this year. And I know Javier asked like what our goals for the channel for this year are. So
let me hold on to that. Let me read these members' comments real quick. Yes. So Let's Talk HHN, member of the Fright Club veterans for 6 months, and y'all rock as usual. Peace out, my man. Appreciate it. And then Team Randall, Fright Club beginners for 17 months. Our friends that are across the sea saying, this is cool. I agree, right? That's kind of cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited for this. And then I think we got one more. Am I mistaken? No, I think, okay. That's it. I'm caught up. Cool.
I don't know why it's doing that Nikon thing.
I don't know. It's the connection. Here's the thing. If you guys notice, we're not stuttering. It's not stuttering on the feed.
Hopefully it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. For us, for the longest, ever since we started doing live streams, I think the first one we did was, 2021? Right before HHN? Mm-hmm. It was 2021. Every single live stream stuttered. It was a consistent stuttering. And finally, we got rid of StreamYard. And we're doing Streamlabs now, if you guys want to know. And it has helped a lot. Mm-hmm. We did that in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. this past night, like a few hours ago, because we were having issues with it. So we finally got that up, and it's working. However, it seems like what Javier said, HHN will hack the stream one day. They do it all the time, and that's probably them right now with the whole Nikon webcam thing. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the schedule. I will say this is kind of what we have written out for today. We do kind of have, I guess, an outline and agenda of what we'll hit up for today, but mainly it's just kind of chat with you guys, kind of get caught back up, get in the swing of things, because we're not just doing this live stream and then disappearing for a month. I will say this week and possibly tomorrow, we will be doing our first podcast episode. So we're going to be filming better setup.
It obviously helps for the live streams and the videos, but we really want to get into like doing a podcast.
Yeah. Giving you guys more content.
Yeah, and we've had viewers ask for it for over a year now, so we're finally gonna do it. Yeah,
we're gonna do it. We're getting into it. But yes, I mean that's kind of goes in along what we're saying with tonight's schedule. We'll kind of talk about what's on our agenda, what's our goals, what we're going for. A little bit of background information of that, whether you guys care or not, because I'm gonna say it anyways. But we're also going to talk about the speculation season, things that could be coming to the event, things that we want to see, things we don't want to see. We'll also discuss some of those house code names. I know you guys have been discussing for the past few weeks. I know those came out a while ago, actually, when it came to the houses and stuff. So we got some of those written down. I realize I don't have all of them written down, so of course I'm going to rely on you, chat, to help us out with that. We're also going to discuss the event start dates, the event in total, as in dates wise, from where it's starting to where it's finishing, what we're looking at. We may even try to go into some things like Vegas. We might swing out over to Las Vegas and talk about the Area 15 construction for HHN out there, and things like the reservation for annual pass tickets right now. Those are all kind of in the conversation realm for us. So we'll be discussing all of that today's live stream and just chatting with you guys. Just doing that kind of stuff. So, however, I'm noticing I'm getting some things over here. Here's the thing. One thing I will say that I haven't because it's our first live stream in this is our first thing ever in this studio setup. So it's like I get used to the computer over here versus where I had it right up here on the desk. If you guys remember our past streams, we had the desk here. I hated that desk. I couldn't stand the desk. But yeah, anyways, that's gone. So Stephanie, what's like the biggest goal and like aspiration for you for this year for the channel?
I don't know. Just like to keep up consistency, I guess, with posting.
Ooh.
That was delayed.
That was a little delayed.
But yeah, it takes like a lot of kind of like getting into the swing of it in terms of like staying consistent with like recording and editing and posting and stuff. And it's honestly like a lot more work than you would think it would be, than we thought it would be before we started.
Absolutely.
So that's been like the toughest thing for us, but I feel like this year is going to be a really good year for us in terms of that, just because like we're in the house, we have the studio how we want it, so we really don't have anything. We don't have any excuses. So
yeah, this year there's no excuses. So
we're gonna be consistent with like posting more frequently and also getting out just more content in general, like the podcast and more short form and things like that.
Yeah, we these past few weeks we've been looking over our content schedule that we have for this year, and I think we have like 4 different series that we have like right now, and each series.
Don't start over promising.
I'm not saying anything, but we have like 4 different series. Each series has like 10 videos in there. And then that doesn't include the podcast, which will also have videos that come from the podcast. We'll also have member-only sections for the podcast, as well as episodes and things like that. And then our live streams. So I was looking at it, I'm like, we're booked.
Yeah.
We went through the whole calendar, and I'm like, oh, there's not a single week that doesn't have something in there. So our goal, like we're like Stephanie said, the consistency.
And our like biggest struggle has always been we have like 1,000,001 ideas, but we don't have like the time to execute, and then we like forget about those ideas, and then they don't happen, and then they come back up when like we're in the middle of another idea. And I think now that we have like, you know, everything kind of where we want it to be, and we're in the house and everything, we can actually execute on a lot of those ideas. We have a lot more like people that we've met over the last year or 2 years that have been able to help us with a lot of this stuff that, you know, it would take us so much longer to learn everything that we need to in order to execute on all the ideas that we do have. So
yeah,
very optimistic about that.
And I'll jump in and, you know, I'll add like, yes, consistency, like Steph said, that's one of the things too. But my biggest goal that I think I every year have as far as the channel is just to get more and more people into Halloween Horror Nights, to get not only more and more people into it, but like hyped as like we are. We're in late January, but literally on Christmas Day, I was playing HHN 29 music. I was rocking out. I was thinking, man, like Horror Nights is on the way. I'm excited to get the conversations going. I'm excited to see the community, to have the community buzz around anything, you know, whether it's like speculations, rumors, announcements, updates, anything along the lines, whether it's any content creator talking about Halloween Horror Nights, for us to come together and actually be able to come together and just talk. You know, that's one of my favorite things is, you know, when we get to the month of August, where we have some special things planned out for you guys. But when we get to that month, I always, every single day, tell Steph, like, you know, take a look at this and realize like how incredibly blessed we are to be in a situation where we can talk with all these people about something we love. And to be in this seat right now, starting the 2024 season with a live stream and kicking it off, it's reminding me like we're back in that seat again of being able to bring people together and discuss things that we love with you guys, and to hear from you guys the things that you love as well with this event. To know that we're just getting started for the season is usually like the best thing about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of my goal.
Cool.
But now I got to bring up somebody spent a lot of money. Halloween junkie should not be doing this, but we appreciate it. $50 donation from Halloween Junkie saying, what about, hey, I mean, we're getting in speculation season, so let's talk about some things, right?
Yeah, let's get into it.
What about a Sleep Token house? Sleep Token, a hard rock group with lots of dark themes to their songs. A good song to listen is The Summoning. I've never heard of Sleep Token house.
Me neither.
By the way. So I have to look it up.
I think it's just Sleep Token, right? And then they're saying it would be a house.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. You said I've never heard of Sleep Token house.
No, I think, oh, okay. Sleep Token. I'm sorry. I might be saying this wrong. Yeah, I think it's Sleep Token.
Oh, okay.
But the music videos or album themes can be good for a house, like their new album, Take Me Back to Eden. I guess after this live stream, I might have to
look at that. Yeah.
I might have to put some of those music videos up then. Sleep Token. Anybody else here of Sleep Token? I feel like I'm always out of touch.
Yeah,
so.
It sounds like people know what it is and like it. I guess we're just living under a rock.
If you guys don't know, Steph and I, we tend to live under a rock and we just kind of stay away from society.
I guess so.
And we just come back, we're like, hey,
I know.
Horror
What's
Nights.
the band that everybody loves that does like the horror?
Ice Nine.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people have been saying for a few years that, oh, Horror Nights should do something with
like
them.
an Ice Nine one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. I think we discussed that before. I think like every year somebody brings that up, like an Ice Nine house. That could be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do not know what Sleep Token is. So what me and Steph will actually have to look that up and watch some of their videos because that could be cool.
Yeah.
I like the, because we had the weekend, right? You guys remember HHN 31? 31.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Holy
31.
smokes. it seems like it should have been like recently, and it was, but it feels so long ago. So HHN 31, we had the weekend. So we had, Artist House. We also have had plenty of things featured by, I think, Slash music that's been done by Slash. Rob Zombie and stuff. So we've had artists, appear at the event. So I'm not against the idea. I've enjoyed it. Let's see. I want to make sure I got all of this. It's so different though. This whole setup is very different for me. For instance, I'm about to do this real quick. Watch this. Just because it's hot, I realized the AC's off. I turned the AC off and I said I was going to turn it on before the live stream because it was kind of cold. Now it's like almost 80 degrees in here. So this is what I'm going to do. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Wait. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm back. I got the AC up. To be honest, we talked about it. We created that little standby thing. We said we're probably never going to use it because we never had to.
There we go.
I found an excuse.
Brian wanted to use it.
I found an excuse to use it because I really wanted to actually put it to use. So we got it put to use. So there you go. So I think some of my stuff is not pulling up on my. I think it's delayed on my side, but it'll get there. Is yours paused on that side? I noticed.
Paused?
Look at the feed.
No, it's just behind.
Okay, cool. Anyways, so
I did also, while we were on the topic of artists,
a
few people were saying, do we think that we'll ever get that Billie Eilish house that we were supposed to get? But has she... See, there, now it's popping up. Has she really come out with... I haven't, kept up with her in general or her music. Has she come out with anything, recently? You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm never involved in today's music. I'm still in the 80s.
But I feel like the songs that they were planning to do for HHN when she was supposed to have a house are all really good for HHN, but I don't know that she's come out with anything recently that would be good for the event. And I feel like those songs might be a little old now, but not old enough.
Yeah,
you
but
know
it's
what
like,
I mean?
I mean, where do you draw the line with how old something is? I mean, we get things that are from the 80s.
She did do the Barbie song, but I don't think anything Barbie related is gonna be at HHN.
Probably not. But like, I mean, like, I'd be open to the concept. I remember when they talked about Billie Eilish coming to the event. I was like, no. I was a hard no. I didn't even like.
I liked it. I like Billie Eilish, so I was excited. But
maybe that's why I said no. Because you're like, oh, I like it. I was like, no, absolutely not. That will not be coming to the event ever. But I mean, I wouldn't be against it. And the reason why is because, I mean, like, the more content, the more diverse content we can have at the event, like, I enjoy that. I think it's cool because it opens, avenue to other creative ideas and other creative people as well within their team. So as long as it's successful and it's done right, that's all I want to see. Majority of ideas, I believe 99%, I would die on that hill. 99% of the ideas that the creative team at HHN, what they come up with is usually fantastic ideas. It just depends on the execution. If they can execute those ideas perfectly, then, and even close to perfect, it's going to do very well. And that's really all I care about, to be honest. As long as it's the idea that they have is well thought with love and the execution is there, I'm for it.
I'm a simple man. All I want is a perfect idea and perfect execution.
I just want everything to be perfect. Don't screw this up. Oh, look at that. They're hiking the stream already. Back again. Also, Halloween Junkie with the 10 said, I'll send pictures of Sleep Token on the Discord server if you guys are interested. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, send a couple pictures then, because I'll check them out.
We will.
So, on the agenda, the first thing that I have is spec season. Mm-hmm. And it's just spec season.
That's it.
But exactly what of spec season? What do you, Stephanie, want to see at this year's event?
Think is going to?
What would you want?
Oh, goodness.
How about this? How about we play a game? You give me one thing or one house that you want to see at the event, IP-wise, whether it's a house or Scare Zone, but one IP you'd love to see come to this year's event, and then maybe an original if you have an original idea.
Oh. Why don't you go first and I'll think about it, because I know you probably have something like
I do actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I feel like people might be surprised when I say this, because this was
Southridge said the Pumpkin Man.
I wouldn't be against the idea. Actually, yes, I would love that. This might be out of left field for me because, and I know everybody's thinking Game of Thrones with Brian. Absolutely. Yes, I want to see Game of Thrones. I just don't think they're ready for that yet. I think to do something like that, you got to save it and have the right people there for it. So give it a second. Give it a second. I'm on my way. But when it comes to this year, this specific year, for some reason, I'm really wanting to see Fear Street.
Really?
I want to see Netflix's Fear Street, and I've never seen the show.
Yeah, you wouldn't even watch it with me.
But here's the reason why. Because people, we've speculated Fear Street for how long? These past few years, right? When did Fear Street come out? 2021? I think it was...
Was it 2020 or 2021?
I can't remember, to be honest.
I know we watched it in Alabama, so I know it was 2020 or 2021.
Anybody in the chat, do you know when Fear Street came out? Was it 2020 or 2021? Somebody in the chat, once it catches up, though. Oh, Stephanie's actually pulling up the old Google. The Google.
21.
Okay, so 2021. Yeah, see, July 2021. Yeah. See, chat's even got it. Also, real quick, before I get too far in this conversation, James K with the $4.99 saying, your thoughts on any 80s horror house coming this year? Hold on to that, because I do want to talk about that as well. Remember, 80s. I'm going to write that down right now, James, so I don't forget. Hold on. Let me... 80s. There we go. Okay.
Ooh, Javier said what I want my IP to be. And it just reminded me, because I've been thinking about this ever since we watched it. And...
Do you want me to finish mine real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
I won't take too long.
No, go ahead.
The reason why I want to see Fear Street is because I think it could be a well-done house. It could even be a Scare Zone if they wanted to, right? And have like a Netflix house and Scare Zone, because I don't think we've ever had a Netflix Scare Zone before. It would be cool to see a bigger production like that put into the Scare Zones. But to have Fear Street as a house, because it came out in 2021 and conversations were about it, we didn't get it. We instead got Hill House, which I think was fantastic. That was a really, that's how you do an IP house. That was well done. Then we got Stranger Things in 2023 last year, but 2022 we got The Weekend. Well, did we get a Netflix one in 2022? No, that was the year when everybody was like, Netflix, something with Universal Netflix happened, right? So nothing happened in 2022, but 2023 came and we had Stranger Things season 4, which was obviously a year after show. I thought that was perfect. That's how it should have been done. And now I know there's a couple of people out there saying like, oh, Stranger Things, like that's not going to be until next year to even see that. So this is, to me, in my opinion, if they decide to do Stranger Things, which they will do a Stranger Things season 5 house. They have to complete that and put that to rest. So I'm expecting us to get one more Stranger Things house.
But not this year.
Not this year. So if the show comes out next year and they decide, let's do it the same year and close it all up in the same year, which I'm a fan of extending it to the next year. But if they do it all in the same year, then what are you going to do this year? And I know like, and I did not read chat, so this might be what you're gonna say, but like, is it
yeah?
Okay, so I'm not gonna mention it, but I genuinely think now would be the time to do Fear Street as a holder, and it would be really good leading into.
I do agree.
Next year, unless you do what Stephanie's gonna say and you pair my choice with Stephanie's, but you make mine a scare zone, and then Stephanie's would be a house, which would be what?
Fall of the House of Usher. It was so good, and it would make such a good house. I know I've talked about it a lot on here, but I love anything that has to do with any sort of anthology, and it kind of gives you that anthology feeling where like every episode is like a different character's story and like demise and stuff. And I think it'd be so cool to walk through the house and have like each room be like a different scene from those episodes. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, but
which if you guys haven't seen it, please go see Follow the House of Usher. It's actually
so good.
Really good. There's some things about it I didn't care for, but then it started like it's one of those like it started like whoa, and then it kind of got slow, and then it really started picking up. It's a real good show. You'll love it.
I think that I have seen every Mike Flanagan thing there is except for Midnight Club. Haven't seen that one yet, but I think Fall of the House of Usher was like second favorite, only behind Hill House, and I would love to see that as Horror Nights house.
Yes, absolutely. And that show was really good. And I think to do the Fall of the House of Usher would be fun because it's an anthology setup. And I realized like houses that Steph and I tend to love at HHN is when they're kind of anthology styled.
And I think a big reason why I like that is because like you don't have to like
it doesn't have to be consistent.
If there's one idea that you don't like, it's only one room. And then you have so many other rooms that are completely different ideas that you could love. Yeah. So I think like
the way to better explain it is like it allows you to see different things in one experience. Whereas like for instance, like you go online for like Velocicoaster, great ride at Islands of Adventure, but like that's the only experience you're gonna get when you go into that ride. Whereas if you did something like Case Files, it's a house that Steph and I loved back at HHN 30. We loved Case Files. Each room was kind of different, right? Same with HHN 28, Slaughter Cinema. Each room was different. So you were getting these different experiences in that one experience itself, which is unique. So you get to see more creative and different unique styles and themes, sounds, even smells and things of such nature that I think we're so drawn to those anthology houses.
And there were like some pretty like gruesome imagery in Fall of the House of Usher and some pretty good jump scares that I think like both of those things. And I'll kind of like side tangent off into why I personally do not think that I would like to see I know a lot of people have been talking about it. I would not like to see Terrifier.
You're gonna get to that now.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
I do. Let me say this real quick. GSU John, by the way, with the 10,
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to say, so now that we're back, how often are the live streams? That's a good question. Something we might answer later tonight, because I'm going to pull up the schedule and all that stuff and kind of go over it with you guys. Also, my wife says she loves the blonde stuff.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually going like more blonde, but I'm in that like in between stage.
She's transitioning again. Every
Yes.
2 years, Steph goes through a hair transition from light to dark.
Yep.
So we'll see. But yeah, GSU John, thank you for the 10. Appreciate you. So yeah,
Anyway.
Terrifier.
So what I was saying about Fall of the House of Usher was you have some gore in there. You have like some, disturbing imagery, but it's not the whole thing. And it's not so over the top to where like it almost is comical. And I feel like I don't necessarily think that Terrifier is like bad. I wasn't the biggest fan of the movies. I think all the special effects are really cool, like that they're able to do that. But I think that putting that in an HHN house, I just don't think that they would be able to do it as a house in a way that anybody would really enjoy. It's going to either be like too much for the general public or not enough for the fans of the franchise.
Here's what I would say. I've never seen Terrifier, so I don't even know if I'm actually allowed to have this opinion on it until I actually watch the movies. People, everybody that's kind of spoken to me about it, they kind of said like it's really gory. I don't think that's a problem. I think that is actually good for HHN if we kind of meet in the middle, because I feel like for instance, Terrifier's over here on the spectrum and like HHN's over here. It's like very opposite. I feel like we need to kind of get back over here in this realm and kind of float around here with some of those ideas a little bit more. But I don't think Terrifier, I don't see it.
See, that's kind of what I mean is like, I think that in order for Terrifier to ever be a HHN, they would have to like severely downplay the gore and the violence in general for it to even be at Universal. And first of all, I don't see the writer, director, whoever, the people who came up with the Terrifier movies, I don't see them really wanting to like water down their property for HHN. No, I don't know. They might be fine with that. But I feel like the true like fans of Terrifier like it because of that gore and that violence. And if they're all hyped to go see that in person and then it's a watered down version, they're not going to be happy with that. And then the people who aren't really fans of the movie anyway aren't really going to enjoy it either because like it's just not their thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I do think that, like HHN is not exactly what it used to be, but I think it's reflective on how society is now, and I think how everything is currently going on now. It's kind of going with that. If it can find its way to kind of go back in the middle of things like that, I think that'd be the sweet spot, especially like...
I do think that HHN needs to be more gory than it was like last year.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing too. It's like they don't have to go 10 out of 10 houses full gore. Excuse me. By the way, I've been sick. The weather here in Florida has been ridiculous. Like today was like 80 degrees, and like 3 days ago I was wearing a heavy trench coat because it was like 40 degrees. It's been bouncing up and down all month. So I apologize, but it's like you have 10 houses, right? It's like give me 2 gory houses, 2 houses that are like gory and stuff. Give me one completely like terrifying house, one that's supposed to be really scary.
And
give me a campy one.
Like they've done Saw before as a house, and like obviously that's going to be gory, but Terrifier is on like a completely different level. And on top of that, like you're going to like the fans of the movies would want to have like, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, like the bedroom scene. You're going to want to see that in the house they're not going to do that. There's just no way.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting conversation. And if it is happening, I'm not against it. I just don't see it happening. But if it does, I'd be surprised. If you guys remember, I was surprised even for the weekend to be coming to the event. And sure enough, I think that was liked mostly by fans of the event.
Which one?
I was one, the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one that I was skeptic about and surprised about. I don't know. HHN, it's in a weird state right now.
I honestly, if they did it, I'd be excited to be I'm really excited and interested to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
But I just personally don't see it going over well.
Like I said, I'm going to say this. HHN's in a weird state right now. And when I say that, like that, I don't want anybody going out there throwing the false alarm out or throwing red flags saying Brian's saying HHN's in a weird place. Like hear me out when I say this, because I feel like right now HHN's kind of at a fork in the road. And I know people from HHN, if you're watching this, kind of go along with me when I say this. They have an opportunity that I feel for the past few years is sitting there waiting to be used, and they might know it. I think they do know what they're doing ultimately, and this is the reason why HHN's been so successful for all these years, is because they have the long term in mind. I don't think they're a short term minded team. I don't think they're only thinking of this year, how to make this year. Okay, now we got to think of next year. And I know they usually about a year and a half or more start planning, events ahead of time, of course. But I think they have things in mind. In that conversation with Mike Aiello about the Last of Us house, just a conversation over a tweet. I think it started with Neil Druckmann, multiple years ago, a couple years back. And it trickled to having the Last of Us house come to the event. So I feel like currently HHN's at this fork in the road of where they can kind of go with things. And this is where I will say, and this is how I kind of rate where HHN is amongst the fans and how well they're aware of certain situations like that. It all comes down to announcement season. I really don't think it matters what properties they bring to the event, whether it's originals, IPs, or whatever. I do think the originals are HHN's strongest, how do I put it, their strongest weapon, because that's really what the true fans love.
Well, yeah, and
the IPs are successful.
And they can do whatever they want with it.
Yes.
Whereas the IPs, they have to be they're more controlled.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what we need to keep an eye out is the announcement season. And I think that's going to kind of determine what path Hornites is kind of on and what they're moving forward with, and how, I would say, I'm going to use the word confident they are with their event and really pushing these things out to the public, especially how early on. Can we please get rid of house announcement dumps?
Yeah.
All the originals, I do not want to see 4, 5 houses announced in one, picture slideshow. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see, 5 houses announced and it's the originals, and you just swipe and you're like, okay, cool. I don't want to see that. I want to see what we used to have back in 2019 and 2018 when these original houses had their own announcements. And it was a day in April, a day in May.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy either. I remember the Scary Tales.
I was just thinking of 2018.
Was literally just some trees in the sky, and then it just twisting, and then the title came up.
Yep, that was it. And even I see that and I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Cool. Get the little bit of vibe for it, get the little feel for it and stuff to kind of get the audience to understand where it's headed, tease it, and that's it.
We got a super chat.
You got to give me about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's going to catch up. My feed here is so much slower than yours. You're from the direct source. If you want, you could read it out if you want. I just don't see it.
It's Aura Darling. They donated $5, so thank you. And there was a message, but now it says message retracted, so I don't know if they deleted it.
They probably did.
But I believe I read it before it went away, and I saw somebody else say this too, but I believe it said, what if there was just like a Art the Clown like pop-up like meet and greet sort of thing, like they did with like the Peacock Bar, which I could definitely see them doing that, and I think that'd be
huge,
a great
yeah,
idea.
Yeah. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's where I'll leave that. I think that's a really good idea.
Kind of like David S. Pumpkins was a big hit last year, which we never went to the Peacock Bar and never met them. Like all the characters they had over there at the Peacock Bar. Yeah. But I think having somebody like Terrifier there, if they don't have them in a house or anything, you present these characters that HHN would like the creatives would like to have a house, but probably wouldn't be able to make it work. Right. But instead, maybe work a deal where we can get the characters there at the Peacock Bar, or some kind of experience where you can have photo opportunities with these characters and things like that, and interactions with them. And honestly, art is so much like, I feel like you get the character more if it's not just like in passing or like a jump scare. He's not really like a jump scare kind of guy. He just like stands there and he's creepy. So I feel like having a roaming character makes more sense for that anyway. I think that's a good idea. I like that. Oh, and then Southridge said, what if they did a Dark Pictures house, and if you choose wrong, you actually die? Yes. Yes. Signed, approved, stamped, moving on. Oh, yeah. Next. If we want to keep going with speculation. Yeah. You have some in mind. I can see you over there. Just from a comment, McBain said, there's a Wolfman movie coming out. I'm sorry, what were you saying? Sorry. Because I was trying to then read the comment that they were responding to. But yeah, there's a Wolfman movie coming out. There's also a Nosferatu coming out. Yeah. So we have a couple of horror movies coming out this year. Yeah. To keep an eye out. The Nosferatu one, I think, is my top one, and I'm interested in the Wolfman one too. Yeah. And I wanted to bring this up too, since we're still keeping the topics of speculation. James did mention the 80s themed horror house. Steph and I recently, kind of in our off season, in the past few weeks, I would say, not too long, we've been actually watching some movies here at home, some first time 80s horror movies that we've never seen. The Thing was one. Mm-hmm. We got to watch The Thing. Loved The Thing. I've seen all these movies in like bits and pieces, but it's either been a very long time or I've never like sat down and watched the whole things through. But yeah, The Thing, I would love to see that back at the event. I never got to see it when it was a house, because they did John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what. Do you guys, chat, remember what year that was? When they had The Thing there? Was it like, I can't remember. I remember people talking about it wasn't like a certain one, but yeah. Yes, HK Grimsnapper. Yes, I've never seen The Thing. And here's the thing, a lot of people like forget I'm not a horror He didn't person. Even start really watching horror movies until what, like last year, 2 years ago? 2021. For HHN 30, we started watching, like that was the first time I watched Halloween. Oh yeah, and like Poltergeist, The Shining. Yeah, we started watching. I started getting into it. So recently, you know, I've been in a horror craze, which is the first time ever in my life. And you know, Steph and I were talking about what movies to watch, and I don't really like current like movies, like current day like horror movies. I love the old classic ones. It's easier for me to watch because it's not like terrifying. But we watched The Thing, we watched The Fly, we watched Seven, which is more of a recent one, and it's like, you know, thriller, but we watched Seven, and we watched Arrival. That has nothing to do with it, but The Thing, Megan also said that she needs to watch The Thing. It's on Shudder. It's on Shudder. If you have Shudder. Yeah, and it's worth it. The Thing's really good. But there's one more I think we're missing. Watch Alien, The Thing. Oh, Alien. Yeah, Alien. By the way, guys, I've never seen Alien. I've seen bits and pieces. That's one I've seen bits and pieces, but never fully through. And American Werewolf in London. So we've been on a classic rampage recently, and it's so crazy. Like watching those movies, they don't make movies like they used to. Mm-hmm. They don't. It just, and you can see it. And I want to use The Thing as an example. Just look at the practical effects in there. Look at the stuff they handmade and created and actually put in. Look at the acting. Look at the. Granted, a lot of these movies they kind of just end.
Yeah, they
just
do.
absolutely end. Like when we were watching The Fly with what's his face, the dude,
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, we were watching The Thing or the Fly, and at the very end when he turned into the fly thing and he asked the lady just to like shoot him.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler. We cried.
Oh, I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, I don't know why that got so sad. Like seeing that, it was kind of sad.
I will argue that The Thing, or oh my god, The Fly is not a horror movie. It's a tragedy. It is not a horror movie. I mean, it's body horror, but
yeah, like we need a body horror house. Like I'm in for that, and I thought I would not be into that, but I feel like for today's movies, if a movie came out this year and they're like, oh, it's a body horror movie, I feel like I'd be like, nah, I don't care to see it. But if you said, hey, here's a 1980s film that was a body horror, I'd be like, absolutely.
We watched Infinity Pool. That was a body horror movie.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I didn't care for it.
I liked it.
Yeah, and I didn't care for it much. That's why I'm like, you give me a 1980s horror, sci-fi themed body horror movie.
Yeah.
I'm all over it. Like Flies.
Yeah, it's a romance.
What, The Fly?
Yeah. It's a monster movie. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yes, it is a remake.
It's the remake. Yeah, we haven't seen the original one yet.
Yes,
but we will.
We do need to see that. Brian, I have tried to get him to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. He has, if you're okay with me saying this.
Yeah, I guess you can.
He gets sleep paralysis, so he doesn't like anything that's like sleep related.
I don't like anything that's like dream related or sleep related because I currently have issues sleeping as it is with sleep paralysis and things. So
probably wouldn't be a good mix.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a movie that's about
dying when you sleep.
I was gonna say just sleeping to nightmares, but you're gonna die tonight, Brian. Is that like kind of how like Freddy kind of sounds?
A little bit.
I can't do the sentence that he says about the
prime
TV
time, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that.
Sorry.
Wow. Hey, it's a quote. It's a quote.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, I just got a comment from YouTube. Congratulations, you're being demonetized for the use of phone language. Wow,
no,
thanks.
Brian has said worse.
So anyways, Halloween Junkie, I feel like I got this finally before the alert came up. Halloween Junkie with another 5 saying, I wouldn't be mad if HHN brought back The Purge or The Walking Dead, but they both have to be houses. And this is actually a good conversation point that I want to talk to about. I would love to have a year where Horror Nights does throwback houses that we've had in the past. IPs would be cool, but also a lot of it originals. I would love to see originals. I know a lot of people would love to experience originals that they've never had before at the event. Like, for instance, for me, one of them would be Gothic. Mm-hmm. You know, that's one that we never got to experience. It was at HHN 22, I believe, here in Orlando. Gothic would be one. I think, Steph, you're on the same page with me with Gothic. We both love to see Gothic. So I feel like having a year that kind of goes a throwback to it, kind of like updated a little bit in tech and visuals and things like that as much as they can. My gosh, these allergies. Excuse us. But yeah, I'd love to kind of see that where we can get a throwback here. But also, like, you know, The Purge, The Walking Dead. I would also like to see maybe American Horror Story kind of get a revisit. Things that like, I know people will be like, no, but if they can make it good, like if you can make the house really good, you know, why not bring back an IP that's kind of like it's been used and it's been some time, but could be a revisit in a future year?
My argument against that is just playing devil's advocate. There are so many IPs out there that have not been done that could be done really well.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So that's my argument.
To me, it would be like kind of like a nostalgic year, kind of like a reunion year, where you bring some of those like major IPs that were successful in years past, bring them back with a mashup of originals that were successful in years past. It's been like long forgotten originals kind of thing. You bring
originals, yes. That's how I feel about. I mean, I guess there's so many ideas that you could come up with.
Yeah. But like you do a year like that, you make it like a reunion kind of year. And once you do that, that is like the final resting place for like those IPs. Those will never return to the event ever. Like that's the nail in the coffin. You get that one last little nostalgic run taste. That's it. They're gone. They're put on the vault. We're never seeing those again, kind of deal. That's how I feel. I feel like we could really see like some reunions for like original houses. I'd love to see that. And I know, cool. and like I know, like the creatives, they said, well, you know, instead of doing like a reunion, let's just do like a part 2 or a prequel. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not against, because I know they've been. I think it was Charles kind of threw Dollhouse of the Damned out there.
Yes.
Recently, so.
Yes.
What are you laughing at? I can't see the chat like you can.
What do you think?
Is it I don't know. Is it
Southridge?
Who's that?
And then to go off of what we were saying about, I'm trying to pull up my other speculations. I mean, we already did a video on this, but 5 Nights probably going to happen.
Yeah, I guess you want to talk about things that we might be seeing at the event.
Yes.
Then yeah, 5
Nights
Nights
like
at Freddy's.
Speculation.
I know Blumhouse had that post. You guys remember Blumhouse had the post recently that shows going to Halloween Horror Nights. You know, I'm not surprised.
Could be night swim.
No.
You have to swim through the house.
No, absolutely not. I'm not getting in any water.
No, me neither.
But yeah, so like for instance, Blumhouse, that's like, it's kind of like a property that I feel like that's just, it has a ticket bought at HHN every single year. Like it has property, it's got real estate at Universal. So every year we can kind of expect to see a Blumhouse picture. I'd also love to kind of see more like Netflix have a picture in there, maybe Shudder, HBO, Warner Brothers, kind of get into like some of those studios and stuff too. But Blumhouse.
Oh, that's a
5 Nights.
Yeah, I could definitely see the Cabana Bay pop up being 5 Nights as well. Could definitely see that.
With the animatronics.
Yeah.
Like actually have the animatronics there.
I mean, if they're good, that'd be cool. But I'm sure those are so expensive.
But we've seen the videos of them. People have videos of the actual animatronics, and they look.
They're creepy.
Yeah, they look a little weird. Like
they're too realistic.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
It's really creepy.
Something throws you off, and that's why it's like they could have made that movie like terrifying with those. But here's the thing, right?
Also, Malignant, because Blumhouse just merged with James Wan's company.
Oh my gosh.
Atomic,
yes.
Monster,
right? Or yes?
Atomic something.
I see the picture of it, but I don't see the words.
Anyway.
But yeah,
Atomic
that's
Monster.
a big merge there. That's a big merge.
I would love a Malignant house. I love that movie.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. I saw the very end, and I was like, what the hell's going on?
Brian just saw Gabriel going ham. That's it.
Yeah, that was it. I came in and I was like, you're so sick. This is what you watch?
And I'm like,
on a Sunday church morning, and this is what you're doing, drinking your coffee?
No.
Like, what are you doing? I just came back from walking the dog. And Artemis said HBO Max 30 coins.
I haven't heard of that one.
Never heard of that either. There's a couple things I noticed you guys said that I've never heard of.
HBO actually just came out with a new season of True Detective that I would like to watch, but I've heard it's pretty creepy. So
well, a new version of Camera. Thanks. Remind me of that later. Computer.
But anyway, I definitely think we will see 5 Nights.
At some capacity.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a house, to be honest.
I could see a Netflix property. I just don't know which one. Like Fear Street.
Fear Street or House.
Usher, yeah.
It's got to be like. I have a feeling that it's more going to be the Fall House of Usher if they go with the Mike Flanagan touch. But I would love to see Fear Street. I think this would be perfect touch for Fear Street, unless we did a Decades year and we include Fear Street as like a Decades property for it.
I would love. There were rumors for last year to be like 90s because we got
Why was that a rumor?
I don't know.
Because I remember people talking about that, and I was like, I remember we talked about this after the rumors started going out. We're like, why is people thinking this is the 90s? I think we're not there yet.
I would love that.
I would love it too, but I don't think it was time for it yet.
Yeah.
I think a 90s themed year does have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually, and see, we're gonna I don't want to get, we're an hour into the stream, and it's like, I have so much I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I can't tell you guys just yet. And, you know, I'm trying to save some other things too, because we have content coming out for you guys. So
and if you...
like...
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you doing that thing where you're reading the chat, not listening to me again? Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, I was just going to say, before we move on from the speculated IPs, we also have monsters, which we'll most likely get another Monsters house, which...
Can we get a Nosferatu house?
Could be cool, but also we haven't had creatures.
Okay. How do I put this? We will be getting a creature house at some point. Could be this year. This is one thing I'm going to tell you guys. What I'm going to try to do my best on for this year, content related, we're not really going to... See, I don't know. I don't want to lie to you guys about this. But I'm not trying to get into the speculation season... seizure. I'm having a speculation seizure right now. I'm not trying to get into the speculation season as much this year as previous years, because I kind of want to be surprised with things. I missed being surprised with house announcements came out, when Scare Zones announcements came out. Granted, Horror Nights has not really been doing the announcements like they used to, where we had all these different announcements going on. But like I'm trying to stay away from some speculations and talks and conversations. Like Steph and I, we hear things, we know things, and it's like, you know, I don't want to get into it too much because I want to be surprised. You know, I want to enjoy it like we used to, and stuff, being fans of the event. But then I also feel like I'm kind of stabbing myself in the back by saying that, because we also have a lot of content that's going to have to be related towards certain things that could be coming to the event and speculation talks. And
we talked about that kind of, you know, long form discussion about like, oh, could this be a house? Like, what would it be? Et cetera, being more so our podcasts. I know someone earlier in the chat had asked like what the difference between like the podcast and the live streams will be. And the main thing is that like we will have, each podcast episode is going to have like a dedicated topic that we can just talk about for a, you know, a long period of time without interruption.
And that's the key word, is interruption. Not saying that you guys interrupt us.
We love talking to you.
The live streams are my favorite thing to do, but the podcast would be for Steph and I to talk about one topic, like face to face kind of thing. And we, like, for instance, some of the things that we have presented in our podcast discussions and stuff could also be like a 1v1 kind of situation, where like we have something presented and Steph will talk about the pros, I'll talk about the cons, or vice versa, and you'll kind of see that conversation Steph and I have across the board, and kind of talk about certain ideas into more detail and things like that. Whereas the live stream is kind of a hub for us to come together and just kind of get hyped. It's for us to get excited and to talk about, you know, kind of our feelings on things and to see what you guys think, and some ideas. Where the podcast is, we're going to pick that one little tack off the wall and really open it up.
Right.
Just so that you guys can listen to. And even with the podcast, what we'll do is, with the podcast, because the live stream, you guys see us here, we post a live stream and that is it. With the podcast, we'll actually have certain segments in there scripted and planned out, where I'll actually take the footage of that podcast and I'll release it as an episode on our YouTube channel,
which they'll be able to see.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see.
Cool. And then we also had 2 super chats that we are behind on.
Do you want to bring them up, or do you want me to do it?
Go for it.
I'm gonna go for it. Halloween Junkie with a 10, saying last one, which I agree, you're done. We're cutting you off, my man. But we do appreciate all the support. It means a lot. Last one. I would love a serial killer house, but I know Universal might not use it because of controversy. Yes and yes.
I think they could do it. I think the only way that would happen and be in good taste if it was based on an IP that is not directly like, this is the, like, not like a documentary or something like that.
Yeah, I also feel like, and I think they've done this before, Darkest Deal, where it's like, it's loosely based off of a story and they kind of make it their own original thing.
I mean, you have like Texas Chainsaw, which is like loosely based off of a real true crime story.
Yeah.
So something like that, but not necessarily like this is the Jeffrey Dahmer house. Like, I think that would be probably not in great taste.
And I get that, but I also like, I feel like depending, if they make it like, okay, like this situation happened, we're going to make an original story that's like loosely based on it with different names, scenarios and stuff. I'm okay with that, depending on the situation, you know, like depending, right?
It has to be.
But I also will tell people, like, don't be so soft. Like, you're going to a Halloween event that shows blood, gore, things like that, you know?
It shouldn't be based on real people because there are real victims and real families. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's why, and I also don't feel like we should be celebrating certain names in history because they've done evil deeds.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
But yeah. And then HK Grim Sniper with a 5 said, have you guys stayed at Aventura Hotel? Thinking about staying there this year. Also extended my vacay another day. Hey, shout out to another day of vacation. I love that.
That's always nice.
Aventura, yeah, absolutely. Aventura is nice. We've stayed there before. It's been a long time since we have. It's not our favorite. Our favorite is Sapphire Falls, which is right next door to Aventura.
But it is a step up in terms of like, it's like the moderate level instead of like the, well, is Aventura moderate as well?
I think Aventura is the same as Sapphire. Because Sapphire is one below the deluxe.
If they're the same price, I would pick Sapphire Falls over Aventura, but I don't hate Aventura. I've stayed in multiple rooms there, and I've gotten rooms that are very nice, and then I've also gotten rooms that are like not the nicest, and the view isn't the nicest. So it's kind of depends on what room you get. I
will also say their bar on top of the roof is actually really nice.
That is really nice, but you don't have to be staying there to go to it.
No, you don't.
And I think their food and the lobby area stays open a little bit later than some of the other.
Yeah, Aventura is good. That's the thing. If you can stay on Universal property and like do a Universal hotel, no matter what hotel it is, do it. I'm having heartburn. I'm sorry. I'm struggling with heartburn. But yeah, if you can stay at a Universal themed hotel or just a Universal hotel, do it. Period. No matter what it is, you're getting the best value you can. Period. Like hands down. Yeah. Our personal favorite one, Sapphire Falls. We love the vibe of Sapphire Falls. I love the pool at Sapphire Falls. I love that the water taxi's there. My favorite thing to do at Universal is to go on the water taxi. I think it's one of my favorite things to do. And Aventura doesn't have that. However, you can easily walk right next door to Sapphire Falls and board the water taxi. So it is a good means of transportation too.
We love Cabana Bay as well, but
yeah, I mean,
walking to the water taxi is a pain in the butt.
That is. So I used to like Cabana Bay. I love the theme to it, but now I don't. I kind of despise it because of the fact of having to cross the street and like go that whole way around to go up above and down just to get to the water taxi. I don't like that. So that's why like Cabana Bay is kind of dropped off for me.
They do have a walkway to City Walk. It is like a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute walk. That's a long walk, especially with you walking around all day in the parks. Granted, you could take the water taxi to Sapphire Falls and then take a shorter walk, or to even do the bus from Cabana Bay. But I personally love Sapphire. I also love, I saw Shayna say it, Royal Pacific. I love Royal Pacific as well. That's another one.
Hard Rock is nice.
Right there. Hard Rock wins for location because it is an easy walk right there to Universal. And you can even take the water taxi too if you want. It's right there. Short ride.
Yeah.
So really, anything you pick, it's a good one. So if you choose Aventura, you're going to enjoy it. Do the bar on top. You'll love it. Yeah. Especially at night. It's a good view and you'll be able to see 360.
The nice thing about the Universal resorts is I feel like even their like value resorts are still really nice. Like I don't think there's any resort.
Oh my God.
There's like no Universal resorts that are like, I wouldn't stay there, or I'd stay off property before I'd stay there.
Absolutely. Their value resorts, like the Endless Summer ones, are the best value resorts I've ever stayed at.
The walls are a little thin, but that's the only thing.
Yeah, but other than that, I actually love when we stay at Endless Summer.
Yeah.
I really do. And we stay at the dockside. We don't surf side and dockside. I prefer dockside. Just my preference.
Yeah, and they have the rooms that are like suites where you get like a table and a fridge and all that, and that's really nice.
It is really nice. It's nice. You get like 3 beds out of the thing. So, but moving on, Victor L with the $1.99, their first super chat ever.
Woohoo.
So shout out, thank you. Said, what do you think about the Lights Out movie? What do we think about that?
I always get Lights Out and Don't Breathe confused. I don't know why, but I believe if I'm thinking of the correct movie, it's wild and could be very interesting. Brian's not seen it.
What is that? Lights Out.
I've
heard of it.
If I'm thinking of the right movie, I think it's the one where they're like robbers and they go into this guy's house to like rob it, and because he's blind.
Oh, yeah. No.
But then
no. You talk about the one where he has somebody in the basement as well. Mm-hmm. That's Don't Breathe.
Okay, I always get them confused.
I actually surprised, guys. I saw that when that came out.
That one's crazy.
That one is crazy, and they actually have a second one of that, I believe, that came out like a sequel to that.
Okay, I don't think I've seen Lights Out then. I've only seen one of the two, and yeah, I haven't seen Lights Out.
Steph sees like one creature. It's like, no, I've never seen that.
Yeah, not seen that.
Okay, I guess what
we'll
year?
Have to watch it.
What year did you? It's okay. You don't have to research it again.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. We'll add it to the list because It
was in that same time period as Don't Breathe, I believe.
Yeah. Steph and I, we this year, and this is going to kind of go along with the podcast as well. We're going to be watching a lot of movies leading up to this year's event. We're going to have a lot of conversations with you guys too about those movies too. To an extent of where they can relate to this year's event, if not even future years at the event. So we'll have conversations about that too.
Okay, Lights Out is about a monster that only comes out when the lights are turned off. Isn't that the same premise as
like Hondo?
The Boogeyman that just came out?
Not Hondo.
Like that Stephen King one?
I think so.
It's like the same idea.
I mean, that's kind of like the Boogeyman, right?
Talk to Me would be pretty cool. Possibly. I think that could be cool. I liked that movie, but
I never got to see it, but I would like to see it. Could it be done as a house?
I think it could be. Yeah, I think it could be. I don't know that it would be like the scariest house. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a good movie. I think it was way overhyped. I saw it like way after all of the kind of like the hype came out for it. So I was like, this is going to be terrifying. And then I watched it and I was like,
yeah, but we're talking about Stephanie, guys. Like Stephanie could literally come across the Boogeyman and be like, eh.
I just don't think it was as scary as everybody made it out to be. Maybe because I didn't see it in theaters, but
I feel like it's scarier not seeing it in theaters.
I think it could be cool as a house, potentially.
Maybe.
I think there's some things that they might have to elaborate on in the house to make it like, because there aren't like a ton of different scenes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they did Blumhouse, the Black Phone, which
That's
was
true.
Like one room. They made it work. That one worked for me to an extent.
Go
Are
ahead.
you good with that? Okay, cool, sweet. So sweet. Also want to bring this up. We got Valoria Nichols with the 8 months in the Fright Club Beginners saying, OMG, I've missed this channel so much with the crying emoji. Aww. Or it's not a crying emoji. It's one of those, it's like cheerful glee, but like a little tear, I think. Yeah, we've missed talking with you guys. It means a lot to be able to get back in it.
The tears welling up in the eyes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one. And then also, as I'm being hacked by Jen, it says Halloween Junkie gifted 1 membership. And Brian Sevilla got it, by the way. Also, Brian, how you doing, by the way? It's a good name. Hope you're doing all right, Brian. Welcome, by the way. And then James K with another $4.99. This is their 3rd super chat on the live, by the way. I love that I get these notifications because these are things like I can't remember as time goes on. So seeing this is like, oh yeah, like it makes me remember certain things, which is nice.
Yeah.
But James K said, "Are you guys going to MegaCon?" I'm gonna give you the short answer. No.
I wish.
Yeah, it's
so expensive.
Yeah.
There's so many people that we want to meet, and we're like looking at the prices for like the photo and like meet and greet packages, and I'm like,
like we've talked about going to these things and like just walking around because I find them so unique and interesting. I actually like walking around and like just seeing the different stuff. It's exciting because you also get to see different people that are fans of certain things too, that you can come across and be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that's like Spooky Empire and things like that we've done before. So MegaCon, no, we're not doing it, but maybe potentially in a future year.
Maybe.
We're
also like not the biggest. MegaCon's also like a bunch of other like pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
And we honestly are not like the most. We don't like. I don't know how to explain it. We don't like follow like celebrities and things like that. So I feel like there are a lot of people at those conventions that we also like wouldn't really know. If that makes sense. It looks like everybody's going. I guess we.
I mean, that's how it's usual.
I guess we're out of the loop.
Real quick, I'm so late to this. I'm on Discord now. Halloween Junkie sent the photos over, by the way. Look at this.
It's pretty cool.
I dig it. It's terrifying. But yes, I kind of like that.
No, that's not what I mean, fun guy. He said we ain't nerds. That's not what I mean.
Yeah,
we definitely are nerds.
Fun guy, we ain't no nerds, my man.
We definitely are nerds.
We're geeks. If you guys, real quick, you guys want to see this? I'm gonna show you this to y'all. Do y'all see the studio? Do you see in the background? Do you see that good old Ecto 1 sitting up there? You guys know that's a child's toy that I had to put together. And here's the bigger thing about it. When I got done putting that together last night,
played with it for like 15 minutes.
Me and Hondo, we played around in the house, and it has this little gun on the top that I could press, and it shoots this little fireball thing or whatever. And I acted like Hondo was this giant marshmallow man, and I was chasing around, and he was hitting the car and stuff. So yeah, so we're nerds here, at least.
Yeah, Michelle said, "What else do you do with the toy?" Exactly.
You throw it at people too. But yes, and then also Crystal and Andrew with their first super chat here in the live with a 5 saying, "Just wink, Brian. If Gremlins is possibility, make my night." What year are we talking?
You mean for this year or next year?
This is the thing. Like, do we want to get spicy when it comes to these speculations and stuff, or want to hold it back? See, I don't want to throw anything on you guys right away. It's the first live stream, you know. Like we gotta
ease into it.
Ease into it. Yeah, that's the proper term, I guess. We gotta reintroduce ourselves. We gotta establish friendship once again, since we've been gone for so long. See how you guys are doing, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty in the time to come.
Oh, answer your 80s question. Did you already do that?
Yeah. Remember we brought it up with the thing, kind of brought it up. Like I said, the thing would be one. And then also Brian Sevilla, gets gifted, decided, hey, pass it forward as well. Decides to gift another member as well. And Tyler Loves Theme Parks gets that as well.
Nice.
So welcome aboard. And Brian, thank you so much for gifting a member. It's awesome. Did that pop up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Things are working. We're going to get things going. And here's the thing too with the live stream. We're going to add a lot more to it. How long have we been on? We've been on for almost an hour and a half. And stuff. By the way, if you guys haven't liked the stream, give it a like. It does help us more than you guys know.
Yes.
It helps us more than Steph and I even know. At least that's what everybody says. They're like, leave it a like.
That's
it helps
what they tell us.
Okay, cool. If it helps, I guess leave it a like. We appreciate it. But I know one thing we had in mind to discuss for tonight was the house code names.
Yes. I have them pulled up.
I think we passed on that today. And I think we save it for another stream. Another conversation.
Okay.
Here's the reason why. I would love to be on the live stream tonight for 4 hours, 5 hours, break all kinds of records with you guys. However, though, I think there are some things that are in development right now that we potentially could learn about in the next month. Once Mardi Gras kind of gets started and stuff, I think there are some things we're going to learn behind the scenes. And pretty soon, I think that could potentially update some of those conversations, which is why I don't want to get into the conversation of it now. I kind of want to wait, let that kind of blossom into something, and then we can dive into it really deep and kind of get that going, get the gears going when it comes to that. So I'm going to say we hold on to the house code names and where that kind of leads us. Oh my gosh, it's leading me to heartburn right now is what it's leading me to. But we save that for another stream, maybe even a podcast, some videos and stuff like that for another time, I think.
Okay.
Also, Brian with a $2 donation saying, hey, nice meeting you guys at HHN Hollywood last year. Yeah, that last night that we were there, we only went 2 nights, but the last night we actually ran into Brian. Brian ran into Brian. You know, we had a Brianception there. Got to walk around and see the Purge show and stuff and enjoy, like, I think it was like 25 hours in the Toys Scare Zone, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, we had a great time, and it was great meeting you there, man. Hopefully, we'll be there again this year again. So keep an eye out for us out there for this year's event.
We're hoping to do more like content around Hollywood's event too. Now that we've been out there and we can actually like talk on it a little bit. We're still not as like knowledgeable about everything as other people, but
absolutely not. Orlando is our home.
Yes.
Hollywood's our vacation. When it comes to vacationing, I tend not to want to know every single key detail. I want to kind of just go into it with no brain and just kind of just enjoy it as much as I can.
How he goes into most things. No brain. It was right there. I couldn't help it.
I think it was in the beginning of the stream. Do you remember when you said something mean or whatever, and I said, "Oh, you got the mean award for tonight"? And you're like,
that was earlier today.
That was before, and you're like, "Oh, I think you're gonna beat it." I think you just beat your own.
Okay.
Live in front of millions of people.
Millions.
Like the 50 people that are watching us and the FBI agent as well as HHN are just like waiting for us to mess up.
We could talk about the.
I wanted to bring.
Yeah, go ahead.
But kind of talking about Hollywood, right? We are going to be going to HHN Hollywood. We're also planning to do HHN Hollywood videos this year. Mm-hmm. We'll be doing some HHN Hollywood stuff leading up to the event. And I know James I saw this quickly in the chat. You guys should do weekly videos. James, that's a great idea. I would love to. And we currently plan. Can you actually? I can pull it up on my phone.
We don't need to. We know.
Well, hold up. Give me a second. What I want to say is I'm not going to give details away.
Also, McBain, member for 4 months, Fright Club Legend, said, seems like it was just yesterday I became a member.
Because it was a time jump.
I mean, for a few of those months, we were on our little hiatus.
Yeah, to be honest, right? So
we appreciate you sticking around.
That's kind of crazy if you think about it, though. McBain, you joined 4 months ago, which great having you on board. What was that? December, November, October, September. 4 months ago was literally the beginning of like HHN 32. Mm-hmm. This beautiful piece of artwork, which also I do want to talk to you guys about the artwork that we have up as well at the end of the stream, especially for our members. Stay tuned. And speaking of our members, somebody just joined in that I haven't seen in a good minute, and we miss Mr. Jim Daniels. If you guys remember old Jimmy D, Slim Jim with the 50 saying, I have very mixed feelings about HHN this year. Jim, if there is one comment that you can make to kind of sum up my feelings exactly, it is exactly that comment. Mm-hmm. Where I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream tonight, but we're kind of in that fork in the road right now, and I'm very interested to see what route HHN takes. Now, this fork in the road could just be from me and my thoughts and opinions, but at least if we stick to that, depending on which way they go, will kind of depend on what happens in the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So
I'm really hoping that they step up the scares a little bit, at least this year. I think if it goes in the other direction, I'm going to be extremely bummed.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. But I wanted to go back to that schedule real quick. Let me see. So we have a live stream this week. Next week, got that. So far, currently on our schedule, we actually have pretty much like either a video, a live stream, or a podcast episode pretty much every week. Scheduled and planned for this year. Some weeks might even have multiple as well. It just depends.
Yes.
So yes, well, James, I know you kind of said video every week. We do have plans to have some sort of content starting to roll.
Yeah, a full video,
soon.
podcast, and or a live stream.
Yeah. Also, Jim Daniels just been a Fright Club legend for 18 months, the longest one we've had since we started this.
Yeah.
But no message attached to that. Just saying, hey,
I'm here.
I'm here, by the way. I'm listening. Great having you on board, Jim. If you guys remember Jim, Jim's an absolute Fright Club legend. He's been around for a very long time.
Which, speaking of Fright Club, that's also Javier asked what the name for the podcast is going to be. And that's the name.
Yeah.
The Fright Club podcast.
If you guys, the Fright Club the Fright Club podcast. Should we have I think we should have posted some with it, music.
We will when it's live. We
fireball.
Just need to fully set it up first.
Yeah, and we got the studio set up, and we're gonna be filming and recording that. But the Fright Club podcast. That's gonna be the name of the podcast channel that we're gonna be having. We're trying to keep it with the Fright Club, keep that whole theme. And speaking of the Fright Club, I also want to say this: we've had, when Stephanie did these posters, we got the HHN 32 one, and Steph has got the HHN 31 over there. We also have the Nightmare Fuel one. We have the Brother Sleep and Brother Death one that we did. And there's a couple more that's being worked on in the time coming up.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of people ask us for those posters.
Which, if anybody, I know Crystal and Andrew are on here, if anybody else is a photographer and has good quality photos from 28, 29, other years like that was when we were both working the event. I don't have any photos from that year. I would love to make a 28, 29 movie poster.
Yes.
So if you have photos and want to help out, I will give you credit on the poster, whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, that's we need, obviously we haven't been going to the event for long with cameras and stuff. So that would be nice. But also the what am I saying? What was I saying? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I don't think legality wise, we can sell the posters, which is why we haven't put them up on our merch shop.
That doesn't exist.
Not yet. We will actually, at some point this year, we do plan to have a merch shop open for you guys, by the way. We have some ideas in mind, but it's not something we're going to sell. So what we're actually going to do with the posters is we decided to kind of do a collector's series where every month or every other month throughout the year, we'll actually release some of these posters, some of these designs, like a digital file for you guys to have for our members only. And I'm thinking we're going to do our top tier members, where our Fright Club legends will be able to get a free downloadable version.
It'll be a PNG download. Mm-hmm. So it won't be we're not sending you the poster.
No, yeah.
But you can get it printed.
Yeah,
if you want.
Like a digital download, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the right way to say it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you get a digital download, and what we're going to do is we're going to have kind of have a calendar set out so you guys can see which poster will be released on which month, and we'll also have unreleased posters ready to go for that month as well. So if you guys are a Fright Club legend, we know you guys will definitely have access to this, and we're still looking to see if we can put it for the other tiers as well. I noticed one thing that we don't really do is the tier membership and stuff. So we were thinking of ways to really say thank you to our members, but also to our top members in the Fright Club Legends, and really give them something extra. And that's kind of the one thing we were thinking of doing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys too. So Fright Club Legends, keep an eye out on that. And everybody, we will be making an announcement when we do that stuff too. Because I know I've had tons of people ask for these posters.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, we can't actually sell them.
I was literally just bored on a Saturday and started editing this one.
And it was so cool.
And then we posted it and everybody was like, 2 more years. I'm like, okay.
When Stephanie showed me the creation of the HHN 31, I was like, holy smokes. I was like, we need to have that in our studio. And lo and behold, it's right there in the creator. Look at this. Wow.
All right. So moving on.
It's so cool. Okay, sorry.
The page doesn't have the option to become a member. If you are on your phone, sometimes the phone gives you issues. You might have to do it on the desktop.
Yeah, the mobile devices, YouTube mobile, in my opinion, sorry, YouTube's probably going to flag me for saying this, kind of sucks in my opinion. They keep doing all these different updates. Certain things don't work out. I believe I even sent them an email about it before, and I don't think I got anything back. But you might have to go on desktop. So you would have to go on a desktop, a laptop, something like that. Go on a computer, and then you would go to our YouTube channel. I wish I could pull that up to show you guys right now, but since we're on a different streaming service, I don't know exactly how to do that just yet. We'll learn it. But you just go in there, and you'll see next to the subscribe button, the join button. You click that, and it'll show the different tiers and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. You don't have to do that. Don't feel like you have to do that. We're not asking you guys to join, subscribe. Like, we're not, even though we say it, like, you don't have to do it. Like, we enjoy as much making this content for you guys, period. My favorite thing to do every single year is to make content for you guys and be able to talk with you guys about the event, go to the event, meet you guys, and have a good time. That's what this is about. That's what this channel stands for, is to just be, I'm not going to say the voice of the fans and the community, but more so like the hype. Like, we want to build that excitement with you guys so that when you guys go to the event, you're, one, ready to go, but two, you're also really excited. That's kind of where we're at with it. So
yeah.
And
Then Jim
then
always
Jim just jumps in,
always coming in clutch,
just ruining the vibe for us. Jim just that ruined the vibe with me right now. But Jim Daniels gifting 10 members. So we're gonna name them off: Mando, Sandy Ben, Javier, Adam Smith, Diamond Painting with Isabel, Nikki, My, Fisher, Sutherland, Robbie Miro, and Fearful K Dog.
Welcome
Welcome to the Fry Club.
Did you just make that up?
Well, welcome to the Big Blue House.
Oh.
Welcome to the Fry Club.
Okay.
I know Sandy Ben said it's Fright Club. It's kind of like a play on words with Fight Club. Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but rule number one is you guys can't talk about it in public.
Unless you want to tell your friends to join, then you can say.
No, they will not know.
I did also want to bring up, I saw Mando, seeing the name reminded me that they had asked about the theory video that is on the schedule for this year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm cracking up real quick. Let's see if it does it. Watch the screen. I'm trying to stay there. Am I the Dracula face?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hold up,
Did you just think of that?
Me? What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch. I think on your feed. It's a little delayed. I don't know. I just saw the face and I was like, hold up 1 second. I can stand here because it's throwing me off. Yes,
we do still have the Meets clip saved. We might not use it on the tonight's live, but we do have it in our pocket.
We still got some of that. Yeah, we will be doing a theory video. We have a lot of things planned. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil anything. I also don't want to put high hopes out there. Just know that we are working behind the scenes 24/7 for what's upcoming for you guys for this year's event, and hopefully they come to fruition, especially the show.
Period.
Shake hands.
Period.
Shaking hands. But Jim,
right.
Hey, thank you, Jim. We appreciate you, man. Jim, guys, if you don't know, like I'm going to go on a little rant here with this guy. Jim's been with us for a long time, coming up to 2 years pretty soon. He technically been longer, but part of the Fry Club, when we established the Fry Club 18 months ago, Jim joined, and he's been helping a lot in getting pretty much this Fry Club established. So we really appreciate it, and to see everybody to be able to join on in and become part of this community and family means a lot, because we have a lot of things to talk about. We have a lot of things to discuss. And a lot of things to get into, a lot of creations. We have a lot of stories, even original stories that Steph and I have related to HHN that we are excited to share with you guys. And one thing that it's kind of a mission for us too this year, is to make sure that, not only are we consistent with content for you guys with HHN and posting a lot like that, but also to create a lot of members only stuff too. We want to give our members as much as we can, as in thanks. We weren't able to do that last year with all the issues we were having, but I felt like let me know if I'm wrong about this, but 2023 I felt like it was fun, great year, but there were so many like just negatives that was happening, so many obstacles. I felt like not only us personally, but also our community also was facing. For some reason, it just felt like everybody we knew was just having some hard times. But I have a feeling, and I told Steph this back in, I think it was July last year, August of last year, and I said 2024 is going to be our year. This is going to be the year for us. This is going to work out. Our community, everybody that's been involved in these past hardships and stuff, this is the year where we finally win. We're going to finally win, guys. HHN, it's going to surprise us.
It's like everybody on social media is saying 2024 is my year.
Oh, God, I can't stand that. And I know I fall in line with that right now by saying that, but this year is going to be good. We have our mindsets right. We have God first, and we're pushing through to make sure that everything happens the way we hope it to happen. We're going to work hard and have good faith in this community to make this year the best one yet. Yeah. As you hear Hondo flapping, if you can hear him back there.
And I know we have like so much to catch up on because there's been quite a bit going on, and this is our first stream of the year. So we have like the Vegas update and other things that are going on in the park with like the tribute store and the monster makeover thing and all that stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I forgot the monster makeover.
That is all stuff we will talk about, but if we were to talk about everything that's happened since November 11th in relation to like Universal or HHN, this would be like a 5-hour stream.
Yeah,
so.
because I mean, like Vegas, yeah, but we also talk the UK. UK has talks of things.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot. Epic Universe is steamrolling. Oh God, it looks so beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's a lot of conversations, and to be honest, I don't. Let me pull this up for you guys. I don't think we have a live stream scheduled next week.
Correct.
The next live stream that we actually have scheduled is the 13th of February. That's currently what's on our schedule. That could change. So this, I know tonight's a Friday night live stream, but we might be going to Tuesday live streams moving forward. We have Tuesday live streams. We're planning to hopefully have a video every Friday, and then have a podcast episode every weekend for you guys. So that's kind of the schedule. But our next live stream we currently have is the 13th of February. That's what we have on our schedule. Just know, because of so many things that there is to discuss and things that we didn't get to today as well, which I'm not saying we're ending the live stream, by the way, but I don't know, maybe. We'll see. See how it goes. Hondo's sitting on the couch behind you guys. He's over there. Now he's starting to get up and he's wiggling and he's standing there looking at us, which usually means it's banyo time. So it might be time. And we also have to be up very early tomorrow morning because I have some stuff I gotta go do. Some very special things for you guys that I hope I have positive news for you guys down the road. So, yeah, I know Justin says sounds like you're ending it.
Not saying I'm ending it, but goodbye.
But good night, everybody. Have a good time. No, I'm not. I'm just. No, I'm not gonna do it, girl. No, I felt so weird. I was trying to pull this cord. I'm like, I'm getting my hair out. Oh God.
Now you know how it feels.
Anyways, is there anything that you want to state, Stephanie? And is there anything in the chat that you guys want to mention before we do come to the ending of this live stream? Because I'll be honest with you, we can go another hour if you guys wanted, but I didn't want to make tonight too long. I wanted this to be like the welcoming. What's up? We got new studio equipment. We all got this in, and this week we were rushing to get it done. Huge shout out to our friends over at Southridge, and I guess at least one of my current friends, Captain Pookie, if he's listening too. He's out there hanging out with him right now.
I thought it was Smoochy.
It is Smoochy, but this week it's Pookie. But yeah, so we had a big help from the team at Southridge to come and help us out with this. And then literally last night, like, it's not a Brian from Orlando live stream or content unless we have technical issues. We still are currently having technical issues. If you guys, notice the Nikon webcam utility thing, but literally at like 1 a.m. last night, we was making sure everything was good with StreamYard. We were still having issues and decided, screw it, let's learn a brand new system. And we did Streamlabs, and we had to learn it all last night, all morning. We worked on new things for it and stuff, and that's what we were getting going.
But now we have to figure out this whole utility thing.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as time goes, and we'll get it going. But yeah,
we don't have the lightsaber kind of like notification time to end with them dying, but not really a HHN related thing. So
sorry, I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah, you're good.
And I know Mr. Coconuts, what's up? Saying hello, everybody. Just joining us. We are coming to the later part of our live stream. So if you haven't seen it, I would say, rewind and watch from the beginning. Also, Jim Daniels just jumping back in 20 with a $20 donation. Come on, Jim. It's too much money at this point now for the Hondo Treat Fund. But man, we appreciate it, especially that man over there who's getting cranky and keeps looking at us. We'll bring him in at the end of the live stream so you guys can see Hondo, by the way. We did have to go to the vet with him recently for some ear infections, but it looks like he's getting better.
Yes.
We had a scare with him recently, but he's doing good. The man's doing good. He just likes to cause problems at the wrong time for us.
Of course.
And then HK Grim Sniper. I know it's going to show up on the screen. I realize that it's a little delayed. I'll work on that. But HK Grim Sniper with their 5th super chat in a $5 donation says, when do we think HHN will start? Also, what days of the week are we thinking? Actually, you know what? This was something we were going to talk about today.
I pulled up the calendar because we have recently talked about this. We were talking about this when we were writing out our calendar for the year.
Real quick, because you brought that up, that was something we were supposed to talk about. We might extend the live stream by another 20 minutes just because of this topic, to be honest. Because I really want to know what you guys think, and I feel like I have a long statement to say about this, but go ahead.
Oh, gosh.
So,
we're going to get a Brian tangent.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream. Please get a seat, sit down, shut up, grab a drink, and listen to me talk for an hour. Here we go.
So, I'm thinking that we talked about this. We wrote down our content schedule, rough content schedule for basically the entire season up to opening weekend. And we kind of are assuming, and this is kind of for us to be on the safe side, we would rather plan for it to be a little bit earlier than later. But we were planning for it to start, what did we say, August 30th?
Yeah, it's so if you look at the schedule, like I was actually looking to see if I can pull up like a schedule here. I'll learn how to do it down the road for you guys. I'll figure that out later, not tonight though. When you look at the calendar, right? These past 3 years, 30, 31, and 32. We had started on September 3rd, September 2nd, September 1st. They've gone up a day because each year that passes, that day moves up on the calendar. So like, for instance, September 3rd was Friday. We had HHN start on Friday. Then the next year, it was September 2nd was on the Friday. We started HHN on a Friday. So September 2nd got that spot. Then the next year, HHN 32, we said this back in like December. We said HHN's going to start on Friday, September 1st. And sure enough, it did. Now we're in a leap year. So the question is, when that time, those days have moved around, that Friday is technically August 30th or September 6th?
Yeah.
Right? Here's the thing. I don't see HHN starting September 6th unless they do some sort of change in the schedule, or if they are comfortable with having less nights of the event.
I only see that happening if they do like every night in October rather than, you know what I mean?
I am a diehard
against that.
Anti every day in October. I don't think that's a good idea for the event. I think that's the down. If they say every day in October, I think we're looking at a downfall for the event. Sorry, my hot take. But they have August 30th, which I'm not against like 100%. I'm like 95% against that. I'm more for them starting it in September because in my opinion, the perfect layout and schedule, in my opinion wise, is September, October. If they say, well, technically we can do Friday, August 30th, then do 31st, which is Saturday, August 31st, and then Sunday, September 1st. We just like bring it up 2 days, no big deal. The problem is then you get into territory, and I'm going to do a Chris Dust Things mention here for you, my man. Here's Disney's shot for you. Don't be like Disney, where then August 1st is, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in 93-degree weather, and it's not Halloween. It doesn't feel like it. And what I'm worried about too is, as much as I'm a huge fan of HHN, guys, I'm a huge fan of HHN. I'm a huge fan of Halloween in the season. I love the vibes and the atmosphere. Our channel stands to be a hype channel for you guys. It's kind of hard to carry that train into an event like, in my opinion, what Mardi Gras is, where it is just, it's a marathon and it's just too much. It's never ending, where it outdoes itself. The specialty of the recipe for HHN is the fact that it is a limited time event. So you have to go and do those nights as many times as you can, as long as you can. You just have to go through the grueling hours late into the night because I'm not going to be able to do this for a long time. It's a limited time event. And I think it needs to keep it that way. You can only expand the event day-wise for so much. They can't be like, well, from starting July 1st to December 24th is Halloween Horror Nights. They can't extend it so much. It's going to get to the point where it's like, okay, this is it. September and October, you get Horror Nights, right? I think the 1st of September should be the first day of Horror Nights at the earliest. If not, I think do the Thursday, which would be the 5th, September 5th. I know it's less, but you can bleed into November a little bit. And if you look at, I think Halloween is what day? Friday?
But I think what people are also saying in the chat is that it's not necessarily about like more nights or less nights. It's the fact that September 2nd is Labor Day. So more people are going to have like that Monday off and be traveling for that weekend before the 30th through the 2nd.
And I could see that. But like I said, like Horror Nights is going to look at it like, this is a great opportunity for us to capitalize on having more people and stuff. When do they ever have HHN on a Monday? Especially the opening of the event. They've never.
But people are traveling on
I'm getting to that, right? So the thing is, this is why I'm anti-August. Because if they start August 30th, what's going to stop them from starting August 15th? From August, where's the line where it's like, okay, this is a little too early? Because in my opinion, the Mickey's Not So Scary, it's too early in August.
Yes, but if it's always Labor Day weekend, it's not like Labor Day weekend's going to be in the teens of August.
They don't always start Labor Day weekend. That's not the thing. It's just recently Labor Day weekend because Labor Day weekend's the beginning of the month, right?
But that's what people are saying is like they realize that they can capitalize off of Labor Day weekend by having HHN start then.
True, but hear me out. Labor Day weekend is always a busy weekend at the theme parks regardless of the events. Disney doesn't really have anything going on in years past. Same with Universal. And that just because people are off, people go to the theme parks. So it's busy anyways. So they don't need to have this high limited event to bring people.
That people spend a lot of money on.
They're going to spend it regardless on the following weeks.
Maybe.
I just, in my opinion, like I said, if they want to start Sunday, September 1st, sure, go ahead. Do Sunday and Monday and Tuesday.
I don't
Wednesday.
I don't think that they should start it earlier and earlier. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, which is why
as always.
Which is why I love Steph, because Stephanie always like brings some of these ideas that I may not come across in my own head, which is really cool. We're a good team. We're a good team. And then vice versa. But that's why like in our podcast we'll be talking about things like that too. I get worried, and like I understand the conversation of like that'd be a perfect weekend, because like I said, I think that is where we're headed. and I'm not fully against it. I'm worried about getting into the conversation of extending it to August, because where does the line stop?
I agree.
Because then Horror Nights could be like, more nights than ever now. Let's go to the weekend before. You know, what's stopping the corporate greed? Because remember, you know, these are bigger corporate companies. You know, what's stopping that line where then the event's a little too drawn out? But then people bring up the conversation. It's like, well, let's just do every night in October. Again, I think that's drawn it out too much. Like Mardi Gras is literally the beginning of February to like mid-April, and it's every single day.
I do agree. I think every night is too much. I did see a few comments about like that being terrible for the scare actors and the employees, but Mardi Gras does every single night, and the way that they do it is they have a cast that works Thursday through Sunday, and then
they have different casts.
Yeah, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a cast
days
that works like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Which, sure, but real quick, I want to bring this up because I don't want to miss it. Tyler loves theme parks with their first super chat ever on the channel, by the way. $5 donation saying, love the posters. Can't wait for HHN. Agreed. I love the posters too.
We also can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for HHN, but thank you. Appreciate it, my man. But yeah, so here's the thing. This is the reason why I am against having what is the proper term for that when you have casts on different dates?
Split cast.
Like a split cast. Here's the reason why I'm against that. I feel like HHN would come across more issues with hiring for certain roles.
Agree.
Because we currently, even with the cast where you're hard casted and you're every single day at the event, they already have issues with certain casting issues that they come across with IP characters, original characters, whatever it may be. They would have to double that. And they would have to make sure that those people fall in line. You also got to make sure the costumes fit properly for more people now. You got to make sure like the cleaning process and stuff like that is doubled. What about the staff that does like makeup, costuming, all that kind of stuff? Are they going to do it every year, or do they hire double people to take the shift?
Yeah, those are obviously like questions that they would have to think about.
But that's the reason why I'm not for an everyday type of situation, because we come into that line.
And if you look at October this last year, October was less crowded than September was.
Yes. October, for some reason, there was nights that were just dead. It felt like September and October swapped. And I wonder if that's because of like information that got out where it's like, oh, go earlier in September. It was packed. It was hot. It was humid. It was rainy. In October, mid to late October, it wasn't that packed.
Keep going in September, people.
Right? It wasn't as hot.
Because it was nice.
Yeah, there were some days that were really good. But then there were some nights in October that we went that was busy. But I'm interested to see how we will be making videos about that. We'll have live streams about it, talking about the parks, the event where the crowd is and like what we're forecasting, what we predict, what you should do and stuff. We'll have more videos on that later on. But because this past year was so surprising for us, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Because it's kind of like,
it's all over the place.
Like, I'll tell you, go in late October, which is the more expensive time because they predicted to be busier, but it wasn't busy. But then I tell you to do it, and then it's going to be busy, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
We have no idea anymore.
Yeah,
every year it's different.
So, yeah, the event start date, I have a feeling August 30th is kind of where it's looking at, but I'd be really happy if Horror Nights instead of a Friday start, they did a Wednesday or a Thursday start of that week and did the 4th or the 5th, had a longer opening weekend, and then just extend it into November, that first week in November. Because if I'm not mistaken, do you have the calendar on your phone pulled up right away? I mean, I could pull it. Okay, what day is Halloween on? October 31st. Is it a Friday?
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. So I don't see them doing the weekend before Halloween and just going Monday and, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Halloween ended. What I see is them doing Wednesday, Thursday. So we finally get the 30th again. October 30th, Wednesday. We get October 31st, Thursday.
And even though the November dates last year were dead?
Yes, because they took a gap after Halloween. It wasn't HHN right away, right? Or was it? Or was it that whole week? I might be wrong on that.
I think it was the whole week.
I know HHN was dead in November, but I still think
it was the whole week because it was HHN was on Tuesday or Halloween was on Tuesday, and then
I mean, you weren't wrong.
And then it was they had HHN Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Maybe.
Or
I think
Thursday,
so.
Friday, Saturday?
It was something like that. I think it was, they had Monday off and then it was like Tuesday. I can't remember. It's been a while. If you guys remember in the chat, please correct us if we're wrong on that. But I see them doing Wednesday the 30th, which I think the October 30th is a must for HHN. Then you have the 31st on Thursday. Then you do November 1st Friday, November 2nd Saturday. You can end on that Saturday or close out the weekend on Sunday on the 3rd. Close it out. And here's what this is what I genuinely believe. November is slower for HHN. Not a lot of people go in November for HHN, but I do genuinely believe that it will get more like popular, busier when people realize, like they did this past year, that it is slower. Because I feel like September, that's what it was. September used to be slower. September was absolutely busy every single day that we went. And we went majority of the time in September. It was just busy throughout the event, where we found the later days in October that used to be historically busy, pretty average in crowds.
Yeah.
So I feel like we could see a shift in that. It'd be very interesting to see how it works out. Of course, it depends on when people get time off, and people don't plan a week ahead. They plan months ahead when it comes to this. So
right.
I could see, because HHN is on that Thursday, why not do Friday, Saturday, close into November? You might have less nights, but I do like the Wednesday through Sunday schedule. I think that works out, especially with their tiers for their frequent fear pass holders and what days they can go, which we will be doing a video and a live stream conversation about that, because I feel like things are going to drastically change in that realm. Nothing really good, to be honest, which I'm kind of sad to say that, but was that long enough? Did I do 20 minutes for you guys?
I think so.
We're about a minute away from doing 2 hours. I think I could extend that for y'all, but I didn't get to really read the chat. This is the one thing about this setup. I have the computer over here. I want to find a way to bring it more centered so I can see the chat with you guys. But is that what people were thinking, or am I in
no, I think that's kind of the consensus.
I'm in a theme park of my own or something. I just feel like we got to keep HHN, as much as I would love it every single day, every year, all year. I think we need to keep it limited so that it has that special feel to it, that it is that limited time event. All good things must come to an end. And it's sad when it does, but keep it limited, keep it sweet and special, short to the point, so we can enjoy it fully. And I know I've had people even message me, even recently, talking about if the event, and because I've had conversations with them about this, but if the event was staying shorter, they're like, we're having capacity issues. I'm like, there are a lot of other different conversations we can have when it comes to like capacity issues at the event that doesn't even rely on the dates. We can talk about expansions of the event. We can talk about, different houses, expanding houses. We can talk about longer length houses. We can talk about interactive queue lines. We can talk about more, pop-up locations and stuff like that. There's just so much more that we can actually get into to really discuss the conversation of capacity at the event.
Yeah.
So, Steph, what do you think the event's starting and ending?
I give my 2 cents.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement. Honda's the best.
Of course.
Everybody.
Yeah, and there are a few questions about like the reservation rumors and like multi-night tickets. We will get into that, just not all at once.
Yeah, we're gonna save it. We're not gonna do it tonight. I do want to save it, and that's why I'm thinking we might do a earlier live stream than planned on the 13th. We might put one up earlier. It just depends. We'll see. We might save it for the 13th, but we'll save that for a later date for a conversation, because I really want to talk about Russia Fear. I'm worried about Russia Fear. I want to have a conversation with you guys about that. We're also going to talk about the annual pass holders, the premier or the premium annual pass holders.
I don't remember.
I think it's
the top one.
Yeah, the top tiered ones, where they get that free night at HHN, and they now have to get a reservation for that day. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
We'll talk about the pros about that, but we'll also talk about the cons. And usually the cons, you realize the cons that we bring up with certain situations and decisions made are not cons directly like affecting that situation, but what it could mean for future things. When you start being lenient towards certain things, it opens the door for much more. And if they, if you take a little here and there, the general public will never know because it's a little by little. But when you look at the past 5 years, you're like, oh my gosh, look how much has been taken.
It's the frog in boiling water theory.
Exactly. So that is, something to keep in mind, and it's something we'll dive into down the road. So I love HHN with all my heart. It is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I mean, we even decorated a corner of our house literally to HHN. We have a YouTube channel, the thing we're doing for HHN, just because we love it that much. But I will stick to my word, and when I say this, like, I'll be one of the first people to say something out loud if I feel like there's something wrong or they're doing something I don't think is right, or if they're headed down a path I don't like. I'll speak. It's my
heading down a path I can't follow.
Because of Obi-Wan.
All right.
Because of what you done.
See, and you guys said we're not nerds. Anyway.
It was him.
All right. Got him
you
started.
You to kill me.
It's like it's like Michael in The Office where you have to take his batteries out.
Let her go.
All right. Anyway.
You turned her against
Brian.
me. You've done that to yourself.
All right.
You will not take it from me. If you guys don't know, Star Wars is my favorite thing in the entire world. So I'm sorry, HHN.
I shouldn't have started that. God.
You've allowed this Dark Lord to twist your mind until now. Until now, you've become the very thing you sworn to destroy.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
I have a feeling that's going to be us as our YouTube channel.
Maybe.
We're going to become that, where people are like, you became the thing you swore to destroy. Oh, no.
Maybe.
Anyways, any last words or wishes there, folks, before we completely cut connection with you guys to us in our little corner of the house?
Yeah, opening day for HHN will be whatever day the Cat 5 hurricane hits Orlando this year. Literally.
Quote of the day.
They literally
Theme Park Studios with a quote of the day.
They plan it around what's going to be the worst weather. Let's put it on that day.
Yes, absolutely. Because the past few days, do you guys remember the photo of me from last year? Like, Let's Talk HHN got a photo of me last year, just drowning, waiting for the event to start. Horrible. I don't think I'm going to do that.
That was really
again.
bad.
If it starts doing that, I might legit just walk away and be like, I'll come back tomorrow. It'll be opening night for me.
Sorry, no opening night video, guys.
Truthfully, right? Opening night is the most looked forward to night from us, as well as everybody. I mean, it's opening night, right? We look forward to it. We prepare for it the most. We get so excited for it.
It's always the worst night of the year.
It is. It's our least favorite night, like, actually being there, because the weather just, I don't know why.
Yeah, we have so many people that have asked us, like, or have said, like, we only come for like one trip every year, and like one of these years we really want to come for opening weekend, and we always say, like, don't do it. If it's your one trip, if that's your one weekend that you're experiencing HHN, don't make it be opening weekend.
Yeah.
It's later.
It's cool to be able to say you've done it. So, like, if you get the chance to do it at least once in your lifetime, do it. Sure. But that's always, in my opinion, one of the least nights of the event. I always love the first week of October. I think the first week of October is one of the best. To me, that's like the opening weekend, getting into October, and then later in the year, because the weather gets better. Mm-hmm. Also, I want to bring this up real quick. McBain said, I got $20 that there will be no rain opening weekend. Is it legal for me to open up like a little bidding
I don't think so.
section where we can actually put a bid on rain or sunshine for opening weekend?
I think we wait till it gets closer.
Here, okay, you want my take on this? If we have a day, if HHN opening night is in August, it's going to pour. If it happens in September,
it's going to pour.
It's not going to rain.
All right.
I'll put money on that. I'll put $20 on there. I want to do something like, can we get a BFO Vegas trip going soon? We can check out the HHN Vegas construction going on and do some bidding in Vegas for HHN.
All right.
So, okay, Steph is tapped out, guys.
No, I'm just like, you're over here like trying to bet on opening night, which is like
I'm making a living here.
We do that like the week of opening weekend.
We'll do that again. We're starting early. These people can get interest on their bids. We get 2.5% interest on it. So, and then I know I gotta see who else said that real quick in the chat. I just saw something. Oh yeah, Adrian said, "Why are you in all caps? Why are you worried about Rush of Fear?" Well, speaking of fear, I wish you guys could see this. Hondo is standing up on the couch, just staring at us. That is fear. He knows. But Rush of Fear, there is one little thing I am a little worried about. We did talk about it last year. I think it was in the Discord. We might have talked about it on a Discord call. And we're finishing up, buddy. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Put this in the Discord.
See if you can get a picture of him. Just kind of waiting. But the reason why I'm a little worried about Rush of Fear, we'll get into that in another live stream, probably the next one. We'll also we will do a video about it. We actually have a video planned for it. And I could be way off the rails on this, and you guys are more than welcome to call me whatever names you want to about doing this. But I'm just putting this out there as hey, I'm just a little worried because of some of the trends that I see with certain things. I hope it doesn't happen. I pray to God it doesn't happen. And if it doesn't, you guys can call me whatever you want. I'll take it because it means it didn't happen, which I don't want it to happen. But if it does, don't say I didn't warn you guys. So.
And then doesn't mention what it is.
Like I said, it'll be different video.
Yes.
So yeah, we got a lot to talk about later in the season. We did 2 hours.
Nice.
I'm proud of you. Congratulations, Steph. Hey.
Thank you.
Your first HHN live stream of the year for 2024.
You too.
I give you MVP. Congratulations.
Thanks. I give it to Hondo.
Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the end in Hondo, shall we call little man over? All right, he's been waiting for this moment. Here he is, the back-to-back pee-pee poo-poo champion, Hondo Onaka. What's up, booger? Come here. No, don't come up there. No. Not up there. I don't want him to learn to get up on the couch because he's been looking at, or these chairs, because he's been looking at these chairs. Give me paw. No, he's good. Give me paw. Give me paw. What's up, booger? What's up, boog? What's up? It's okay.
I can't even see him.
He doesn't even want to show his face. He wants to show his butt. Show everybody the wiggle butt. You can see him. Yeah, that's a good boy.
We don't have the desk anymore for him to hop onto.
Yeah. There you go. All right, everyone. I think it's his ears. They've been having issues. Every time we Steph rub his ears, he just like crashes into her lap. It's kind of cute. Can you hear him? You can kind of hear him. So, and Javier coming in at the last one with the third super chat ever on the stream said, "To the future Mr. and Mrs. Dracula, looking forward to HHN this year with the $5." We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I take that with all how do I put it? All the compliment you can possibly take it. I love that. Yeah. Mr. Dracula. Cool. I'm getting delirious. I'm sorry. Javier, thanks for the 5. We appreciate it. Appreciate all of you guys for joining us for the opening season kickoff live stream for HHN 2024.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's crazy that this day is finally here. And what's crazy too, to me, I'm like, okay, like I don't want it to end because I'm like, oh no, it's over. But like literally tomorrow morning, got to get up super early. We're getting back to work, content creation for you guys for HHN. We have a lot planned out, and we'll be getting back into the swing of things for you guys very soon. So this is it from the HHN 2024 season opener for us this year. Do I get to say the one line I haven't said in a long time?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for the continued support and love. We would not be here if it wasn't for you. Oh, yeah. My man brought a toy. He said it's time to play.
Thank you.
Would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. We truly appreciate it. And we're excited to show you what we have planned out for this year. HHN 2024, guys. With that being said, that's going to do it for us in today's video. And until the next one, we hope to see you guys there. And like always, we'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.